So we'll start. We'll continue with تدريبات, the exercises. We have التدريب الثاني, which is the pronunciation, and we skip them. The next تدريب we have التدريب الثالث. Some of these تدريبات, some of these exercises, I will go a little bit faster because these exercises requires you to go back to the text and find the answer. And this is something that we can't do in the class. It will take a lot of time. So I'll just do maybe one or two, something that really should spend time. And I explained to you before that when you read these questions and you go back to the text, it just improves your reading comprehension and learning the vocabs as well. So here in this tadrib, it says ajib means answer. ماذا وجد كمال في لوحة الإعلانات? What did Kamal find in the bulletin board? So these kind of questions you can answer two ways. You can answer very short answer. You can just give the answer itself, or you can give a complete sentence. Short answer would be what? What did he find? نتيجة الامتحان, right? So you can say نتيجة الامتحان, result of the exam. So this would be a short answer. You can give a short answer like that. Or you can give a complete sentence by saying وجد كمال في لوحة الإعلانات نتيجة الامتحان. Now, whether you give a short answer or the long answer, we have to know what is the haraka we put here. This haraka is simple because this is a mudaf ilayhi, so you will put a kasra here. But what haraka goes here? So even if you give a short answer, you have to put a fatha. Why? Because this would be maf'ul bihi. And how do you know? You know when you make the whole thing into a complete sentence. When you say وجد كمال في لوحة الإعلانات, what did he find? He found نتيجة الامتحان. Understand? Now, and the second one he says ما تقديرات النجاح. تقديرات is the plural of تقدير, which is the result or the grade. So what are the grades of najah, of success? So here they want to know for you to list all the grades that you can get. For example, mumtaz, jayyid, jiddan, jayyid, all of these things which we talked about. You can go through them. So as I mentioned to you, these things you have to go back to the text and try to find the answer yourself. Some of them might be tricky. You might need to spend time, and if you don't get all of them, that's fine, as long as you understand majority of them. Okay. Now it says ما معنى أن يتخلف الطالب. What does it mean to be يتخلف? We talked about يتخلف. Actually, this يتخلف, it means, especially in academic result, means that you have failed one of the courses. Okay, so you did not completely fail the semester, but at least you have failed one. Then like كيف هنأ كمال, it should be كمال زميله أحمد. So how did Kamal give congratulations to his friend Ahmed? So all of this thing you can find from the text. So the next tadrib we have التدريب الرابع, the fourth exercise. It says اقرأ, read. The first one is الطالب الذي يأخذ من 90 إلى 100 درجة ينجح بتقدير ممتاز. So here they're describing all the different grade taqdirat that we have in a grading system. They're describing here. So something that I already have spoken about. So I'll just quickly go through them. So here it's saying that if you get from 90 to 100, so remember, how do you say 90? 9 is tis'a, and the 90 is tis'un. You say tis'una, right? But because we have a min, so you cannot read min tis'una. That will be a grammatical mistake. You will say min tis'ina. Okay. Ila mi'a, daraja, right? I told you the mi'a has two ways you can spell. You can say mi'a like this, or you can say mi'a with alif like this. You know, you also should know a lot of these things. These are all review. After mi'a, when you say the number mi'a, the noun that comes after that would be majrur. So you say ila mi'ati darajatin. It would be singular, but it would be majrur. So anyone who gets from 90 to 100, they get mumtaz. And same thing الطالب الذي يأخذ من 80 إلى 90 درجة تنجح بتقدير جيد جدا. So someone who gets from 80 to 90, they get جيد جدا. So another thing, here, what do we do here? درجة. So remember, I just mentioned that after 100 and 1000, it will be kasra. But when you have anything, any other numbers, two-digit numbers, it's like 20, 30, all of these numbers, it will be mansub. So you say ila tis'ina darajatan. Okay. So you can read the rest. It's just describing those grades. What are the numbers? Okay. So here we have 70 to 80 is jayyid, and 60 to 70 is maqbool, and hakada. Now, here's what they meant. Look, it says الطالب الذي يرسب في مادة واحدة متخلف. So here they clearly answered the question what they were asking before. As the student who يرسب, who fails في مادة واحدة. So if he fails one subject, he will be called متخلف. Okay, so that means that's what it means. Then we have التدريب الخامس. It says أكمل. تظهر النتيجة يوم السبت in this one should be easy. إن شاء الله. The result will appear. ظهر يظهر. It means to appear on Saturday, inshallah. Then we have صافح الطالب, and then وقال له. Now, you can say صافح الطالب. صافح, it means to shake hand. So you need someone else to shake hands. So the student shook hand who, you can say, you can give a name, or you can also say زميله. زميله. Okay, he shook his friend. وقال له, and he said to him, you can say أتمنى لك التوفيق. I hope for you success. So anyway, as I mentioned to you, I'm not going to go through them. It's something that you have to read. And a lot of these questions will come from the text, right? تبدأ العطلة بعد الامتحان. You know, the break starts after what imtihan? You can say نتيجة الامتحان, after the result of the exams. Then we have نجح عدد وتخلف عدد. You can say نجح عدد كبير. عدد كبير وتخلف عدد قليل. كبير or كثير, but both of them will be fine. Anyway, so I'll leave the rest for you, inshallah. And then we have التدريب السادس, the sixth exercise. It says أكمل. Then we have ظهرت النتيجة وحضر المستوى المتقدم إلى المعهد. You know how I feel about these exercises, right? So, you know, this exercise is a little bit tricky because it's not always clear. One of the reasons is that they put one blank. Sometimes it might require more than one word. So it says the result appeared, and hadara. Remember what I said, the hadara has a lot of meanings. It can be attend, it can also be, it can mean attend or to come. Okay. So what we can say here, the result appeared and students طلاب المستوى المتقدم, the student of the advanced level, came إلى المعهد, to the institution. Something like that. Honestly, it's not clear exactly what they want. And maybe you can go back to the text and find a better answer. Because if I can't go back to the text right now. Then we have الطلاب في مدخل المعهد. The students are in the entrance of the mahad. Okay. Then we have لوحة الإعلانات. You can say وجدوا, they found, but only thing is that I have to change this one kasra to fatha, and they found uh the bulletin board, something like that. For the rest one, you can read through them and see how much you can understand. As I mentioned to you, some of them are a little bit tricky, and it might take time. And if you can't get all of them, it's fine, as long as you go back and try your best, read them. This in itself will help you with your Arabic, inshallah. Next exercise at التدريب السابع, the seventh exercise, it says اقرأ, and then we have كل and بعض. So this exercise is about usage of كل and بعض. These two words usually will come as مضاف مضاف إليه. كل means all, and بعض means some. So in English, we say all of something or some of something. Okay, I read all of the book or some of the book. So that's why this of is always there. It's not necessarily that it has to be always there. Sometimes kul can be by itself. Like I read kullun minha. So you can separate from the idafa. But by and large, most of the time you'll get them as idafa. أحمد طالب جديد. Ahmed is a new student. هو يحضر للمعهد. So he came to the معهد كل, or he attends the معهد, the institution كل يوم. So he attends the institution every day. ويذهب إلى الحرم, and he goes to the Masjid al-Haram في بعض الأيام, and he goes to the Masjid al-Haram some days. Okay, so they are trying to show you the usage of kul and ba'd. As you can see, kul is mudaf, yawm, what comes after that would be mudaf ilayhi. What haraka the kul and ba'd gets, it will be dictated by its situation, its location. Here, the kul, it's coming as dharf. Remember I mentioned to you dharf, adverb. Okay, the kulla here is getting fatha because it's describing like daily, weekly, monthly. This is an adverb. It will get fatha. But here we have a kasra because we have fi harful jar. Okay, then we have أنا أقرأ كل كتب التفسير. I read كل كتب التفسير, every tafsir books. Okay, وأقرأ أيضا, and I also read بعض كتب الأدب. So there we have two idafas, some of the book of the literature. And we have a fatha here because this is an object. And the rest would be very fairly simple. يذهب سعيد كل يوم إلى المدرسة. Said goes every day to the school. ويذهب بعض الأيام إلى المكتبة. And some of the days he goes to the library. Then he says اقرأ الجمل السابقة ثم هاتي بعض الجمل مستخدما كل وبعض. So they're saying to read the previous sentences, what we have read now, then give some sentences using mustakhdim is to use. Mustakhdiman is using kulla wa ba'd, using these two words. And مثال, they give you an example. أنا أسافر كل عام. I travel every year. And another example is محمد يذهب إلى السوق في بعض الأيام. And Muhammad goes to the market some of the days. So they basically want you to come up with similar sentences. Inshallah, I think this is very easy. You should be able to do that without any problem. Then we have التدريب الثامن, the eighth exercise. It says زد ما بين القوسين كما في المثال. Zid means to increase. Here it means to add. Add what between the قوسين is parentheses, as in the example. مثال وجد كمال حقيبة. They only give you وجد كمال and then they gave حقيبة in parentheses. It's something, this kind of exercise we've done before. All you do is simply add this word into what you already have. Like وجد كمال حقيبة. Then they give you a little bit more. بها كتب. So you add the whole thing together. You say وجد كمال حقيبة بها كتب. Okay. By the way, biha kutubun, it means the bag which has books. So he found a bag with books in it. Then he says fauka maktab, top of the desk. Then they added muadhaf, desk of the employer. And then this is same thing that what they want us to do. وجد الطلاب. Then it says natija. So you simply add it. وجد الطلاب النتيجة. Then you say معلقة في لوح الإعلانات. Okay, so you add them. Should be very, very, very simple, inshallah. Then we have التدريب التاسع, the ninth exercise. It says زد ما بين القوسين. Same thing, add what's in the parenthesis. إلى الجملة, in the sentence. ولاحظ, and note or notice التغيير, notice the change كما في المثال. So they want you to add. In previous example, there's nothing worth changing. You are just simply gluing all these words together. They gave you all the proper haraka and the grammar, everything. All you are doing is stitching them together. But here they're saying is that when you add, there's something would change. You should be paying attention to the change. So let's see what they mean. They say هذا درس. So هذا درس is a complete sentence. It means this is a lesson. And they want you to add al-aswat. So the construction here is إضافة. The first part of إضافة, مضاف, it cannot have tanween. So you have to remove the tanween. Okay, so you say هذا درس instead of saying درسون. Then the مضاف إليه will always take kasra. فهمتم? So for example, هذا كتاب القراءة. So you say هذا كتاب القراءة. Very simple things, honestly. We have done this a lot. You should be very comfortable with إضافة. So then the next exercise we have التدريب العاشر. The 10th exercise, it says هاتي الجمع. So give plural. So now they are giving you singular. You have to give the plural for these words. So surah, what is the plural? Is suwar. Suwar. Manzil is manazil. Istimara, it would be simple as alif and ta. It would be your standard sound plural. This manzil is manazil. Then istimara, we talked about its form. You just say istimarat. And of course, you know that you have to drop the ta marbuta. Then shahadatun, it will be same thing, shahadatun. You will be dropping and adding alif and ta. Then talibun is tullab, which you already know. Ism is asma. Okay. Remember the ism, the singular, the word is, the first one is hamzatul wasl. But when you have the plural, then it is hamzatul qata. Asma. Okay, you see the hamzatul qata. It is a mistake to write a hamza on this word. It's a mistake a lot of people do. Okay. Imtihan is imtihanat. Najih is the one who is success. It is sound plural. So you say, you just add waw and noon. Okay. So you say najihun. Najihuna. You have more here. It says khitab. Khitab has a few different meanings, but generally it means speech. Okay, and also it can be used as a letter. So the plural is it just you add alif and ta. So khitabat. Then we have a malaf. This word can come as malaf with the fatha, and I've also seen it can come as a kasra, milaf. I don't know, both of them I think I've seen. This is also you make it plural using alif and ta, milafat or malafat. Ghurfa is ghuraf, ghuraf. And then taqdeer, the plural of taqdeer is taqdeerat. You just simply add alif and ta. Okay, and rasib is the one who failed, which is the opposite of najih. You make plural just by adding waw and noon. Waw and noon. Mutakhallif, we talked about what mutakhallif means. You also make plural with waw and noon. Mutakhallifun. Rihla is journey, and you add alif and ta. Rihlat. Lawha, which is a board, you add alif and ta. Lawhat. Lawha has two plural. One of them you can just simply add alif and ta, as I mentioned, lawhat, or you can say alwah. Another one is uh, alwah. Now, next tadrib, we have a tadrib al-hadi ashar, the 11th exercise. It says hati al-muthanna. Muthanna is what? Muthanna is dual. So those were plural, this is dual. And I mentioned you dual is extremely simple to make, which is just we add what? Alif and noon with kasra, ani. So he says samma'atun, he says samma'atani. Remember, in when we make plural of sound feminine, we remove the ta marbuta, but in dual we do not remove the ta marbuta. We keep the ta marbuta, right? Ibratun, ibratani. Ain, ainani. Qadam, qadamani. Qalb, qalbani. It's just very simple thing to do. You guys already know that, so I don't have to spend too much time here. Next تدريب, we have التدريب الثاني عشر, 12th exercise. It says مثل هذه العبارات بالحركة. مثل is to example, to make example. هذه العبارات, these expressions بالحركة, with movements. So I think we had one or two exercises like that before, which means they give you some expressions and you do them with your physical movement, in person or something like that. So for example, the first one is safih. Safih means to command, shake hands. Zamila. So what you're supposed to do is actually in the class, you shake one of your friend's hand. Then he says iltafit yaminan. Iltafata, which means to turn. So he's asking you to turn what? Yaminan, to the right. Then he says علق الصورة على الحائط. We know what علق means. علق means to hang. So hang the picture on حائط. What is حائط? حائط is wall. And the picture on the wall. And this exercise also shows you command verbs of some of the verbs that we learned. So this is also useful. Okay. Safaha, you say safih. Okay. Iltafata, you say iltafit. Allaqa, you say alliq. هكذا. So, read through all of them. We know what hanna'a means. Hanna'a is to congratulate. So hanni, to congratulate someone. Zamila, so congratulate your zamila. You can say mubarak. This is one way you can congratulate someone. You can go through them. Let me see if there's any verb that we don't know. So here's ahdir, means to bring. Malaf al-awraq, bring the folder of the papers, paper folders, something like that, right? Now, I think it's fairly simple. You should be able to do them. Then we have التدريب الثالث عشر, the 13th exercise. It says ضع الكلمات من العمود با مع ما يناسبها من العمود همزة or alif. It says to put the word from the ba, from here, with what is yunasib, is to what something to be suitable. Okay, what is suitable from here? It's just matching. They give you an example. You say ibra, and we have a khayt. Ibra is the needle and khayt is the string. And this should be very easy, I think. One thing you can do, just first do the one that you absolutely know. Okay, then whatever left you work on. For example, you say lawha. We know the lawha and i'lanat, they go together. Okay. Jayyid, I think it would be jiddan. So jayyid and jiddan. Tafsir of Quran. Is there Quran here? Yes, here's the Quran. Hakada. Just do them. Naqd, remember naqd here, the context that we got naqd, it means to criticism, which came with usually, I think, al balagha. I think naqd and balagha was together. And adab wa nusus, hakada. Okay, so something should be fairly simple. Whatever left, you don't understand, you can figure it out. Now, next tadrib, we have a tadrib al-rabi ashar, the 14th exercise. Mundu. Okay, mundu, we talked about mundu. It has two meaning. It can mean since, or it can mean ago. And I also mentioned that mundu comes as mudaf ilayhi. So it says shuhur as-sana al-hijriya. So what is shuhur? Shuhur is a plural of shahr. So the months of Hijri year. So they're talking about the month of the Hijri year. I think we have talked about them. الشهر الأول, the first month is Muharram. الشهر الثاني is Safar. الشهر الثالث is Rabi al-Awwal. So هكذا, I think this is something that we talked about, and I'm pretty sure you also probably know. جيد. Then it says اقرأ, read. نحن الآن, we're now في أول شهر رجب. We're now in the first of the month of Rajab. Then Muhammad says, متى بدأت الدراسة بالمهد يا سعيد? Okay, Muhammad says, when did the study started? Study here it means the semester in a way. The semester started بالمهد, in the institution. Said says, بدأت في شهر محرم. So it started, what? It started in the month of Muharram. So here they are using the word mundu. Mundu sittati shuhur, since 6 months. Or you can say 6 months ago. Okay, so it kind of means the same thing. It's a subtle difference here. Then it says نحن الآن في أول شهر شعبان. So we're now at the first of the month of Sha'ban. Muhammad says متى سافرت إلى بلدك يا سعيد? When did you travel to your country? He said في أول شهر رجب, in the first of the month of Rajab. And then he replies منذ 30 يوما, since 30 days. Okay, as you can see, mundu is mudaf ilayhi, because the word is what? Thalathuna, and we know the sound masculine plural, this type of word, its genitive case, its kasra case is ina, thalathina. Muslimuna, muslimina, for both kasra or fatha. Okay, you say ra'aytu muslimina, I saw Muslims. You understand? Now,